So, resuming from Shri Harinamamrit Vyakaranam and beginning Atha Achyutadi Artha Vipriyante. So, the meanings of Achyutadis, the pratyas from Achyuta to Ajita. So, the Akhyata pratyas will be explained now, their usages and all. So, yes. Let's read Amrita. It was described in the Akhyata Prakarana that the Achyutadis, which are comprised of the pratyayas headed by Tip, are applied in relation to certain times. In that regard, Kala time is defined as follows. Kalastu bhuta bhavishya vartamana chira kshipradi vyavahara hetu kshranadi parardhantash chakravat parivartamana pralaya sarga nimitta bhuto jada dravya vishesha. Kala is a particular inert thing divided into past, future, and present, mm, which is the cause of slow, fast, and other kinds of behavior. Okay, it has the kshana moment on one end of its scale, and the parartha, the largest duration equivalent to 50 years of Brahma's life on the other. Wow. Mm, and it proceeds like a rotating wheel, chakravat parivartamana, and it is the instrumental cause of destruction and creation. Pralaya sarganamitta bhuta. Furthermore, it should be understood that time, like the uh, ethereal sky, is undivided and infinite in size. The relative designations of past, future, and so on, however, are based solely on the existence of a particular object in time. Wow, what a great definition of time, Kala. Very nice.
Yeah, this is really awesome. Like when you study, the tenses in
Hmm.
like French or Spanish, they don't tell you about
Yeah, this is really
the
amazing.
meaning of time.
Really great. Let me put it somewhere, maybe in our group. Okay. So, few things like Kalastu Bhuta Bhavishya Vartamana.
Where did you put it? I don't see it. Anyway, okay.
Actually, I don't know what is happening to my Telegram. Uh, yeah, I think it should be there now. Telegram. So, Bhuta Bhavishyat Vartamana Chira Shipradi Vyavahara Hetu, um, cause of slow, fast, and other kinds of behavior. And Kshanadi Pararthanatash Chakravat Parivartamana Pralaya Sarganamitta Bhuto Jadadravya Vishesha. It's a Jadadravya. Hmm. Very nice. Vartamane Achyutaha. And Achyuta Pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in the present tense. Okay. So in the present tense, the Achyuta Pratyas are applied, Tipta Santi and so on. There are many varieties of the present tense in that regard. When it is the same time as the speaker's statement, we get Vaishnava Bhavati. The Vaishnava is when it refers to something which always exists in all three phases of time. Then we get Bhagavan Virajate. This is also uh, Achyuta Pratyaya. Then when it refers to something which has already been going on for a long time, we get Ganga Sravati. So, I mean, this Vartaman has a lot of senses, as it says, Vartamano Bahu Vidhaha. In Sanskrit, I think also in other languages as well. Vartamana, the present tense is of many varieties, many kinds. When it refers to the Karta's habit, we get Bhagavantam Pujayati Ayam, who worships the Lord. And when it refers to Paunaha Punya, frequent repetition, Paunaha Punya, we get Tvameva Prachati Harihi. Sakhi Mad Viloke. Oh Sakhi, when he sees me, Mad Viloke, um, Hari asks only about you. So, therefore, the time which the speaker wants to express as being different than the past and the future, and as lasting until the activity is completed by a Vyakti or a Jati is called Vartamana, the present time. So, few kinds of present is uh, number one, Vachana Samakalatve. Speaker's statement, same time as the same time as the speaker's statement. Hmm. Yeah. Vachana Samakalatve, like Vaishnava Bhavati. Second one is Trikala Bhaveshu Sada Tanatve, um, something which exists always in all three phases of time. Then Bahukalatve, something which is going on for a long period of time, like Ganga Sravati, and then Tacharitatve, when it refers to Karta's habit. Hmm. Yeah, or Pauna Punya. Pauna Punya. So all these are Vartamani Achyuta. In the example Vaishnava Bhavati, the Vaishnava is the words Iti Acharya Vadti. The Acharya says have to be supplied uh, to easily communicate the meaning. Thus, it is understood that the Vaishnava's activity of existing is taking place at the same time uh, that the speaker, namely the Acharya, is speaking. Hmm. Regarding the example Ganga Sravati, the flowing of the Ganges has already been going on for a long time, and because the flowing hasn't stopped, it is not perceived as a past event. Hmm. The example beginning from Eva is a statement of a certain Sakhi speaking to Radhika. Here, the sense of Paunaha Punya is conveyed by the use of present tense because the meaning is Mam Vilokya Tvam eva varam varam pritchati. Seeing me, he again and again asks only about you, not about me. Others, however, describe the four types of Vartamana in another way. Pravritto paratash chaiva, vritta virata eva cha nitya pravritti samipyo Vartamanas chaturvidha. So there are four kinds of Vartamana. Pravritto parata, where that which was begun was stopped. Uh, Vritta Virata, where that which was begun has not stopped. Quite a technical language. Jiva Goswami really made it simple for us. Otherwise, such terminology and yes, quite technical. Nitya Pravritti going on eternally, Samipya closeness to the present time. An example of the first kind, which is where that Pravritta and Uparada. Matsyam na khadati. He does not eat fish anymore. An example of the second kind is Gopala Kridanti, the cowherd boys play. Hmm. So in the first one, the act, uh, yeah, someone would eat fish initially, but he's not eating anymore. So present tense. Pravritta, he was pravritta, and then he ceased that activity of eating fish. The second example is Gopala Kridanti. They have begun playing and they are continuing playing. They have not ceased or stopped. So they are vritta, avirata. So where that which has begun has not stopped. An example of third kind is parvatah santi. Yeah, nitya pravritti. Here nitya pravritti must be taken to mean bahukala pravritti. Yeah, of course. Going on for a long time. It doesn't mean eternally. Otherwise, the mountains would deviate from the principle of going on eternally since they also have a beginning and end, of course. There are also two kinds of samipya, closeness of the past time to the present time, and closeness of the future time to the present time. For example, kada agatosi, I am agachami. When did you come? Just now I came. So this when did you come? This question, kada agatosi, has past element in it. Similarly, kada gamishyasi, esha gachami. When will you go? Just now I'll go. So here also a future element, but this is very close to the present, both. So the samipya vartamana will be shown. So this is samipya vartamana. It will be discussed more ahead. Yeah, I'll be like I'll be going to Mathura in a minute, or I'm going to Mathura. Something of that sort will be more clarified ahead. So kinds of vartamanas we studied. Bhute bhutesha. A bhutesha pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in the past tense. For example, Shri Krishna Avataro Bhut. Lord Krishna's descent took place. So this is general past here. So here the general past is meant because in the next sutra a more specific past will be mentioned. Thus, on the day of Krishna's appearance, which is Adyatana, the same day, mm, the demigods said, Shri Krishna Avataro Bhut, Lord Krishna has descended. And today, which is an Adyatana, not the same day, we can also say Shri Krishna Avataro Bhut. What was the definition for Bhutesha? Anadyatana Divadev Bhuteshwara. Adyatana Divadev Bhuteshwar Namana Anadyatana. I think Anadyatana is Bhutesha, which means it could be today or it could be some other day past. Yeah, it says ahead. Anadyatana Bhute Bhuteshwara. A Bhuteshwara Pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in the past tense, which is not of the same day. Okay, Bhuteshwara is that which is not of the same day. You know, the same day means the 24 hours, beginning from 12 in the night. Uh, yeah, and then 24 hours ahead. So Adyatana today means the 4 yamas of the day. 4 yamas. Um, a yama is a particular division of time equivalent to 3 hours. It is the same thing as a prahara. Oh, is it referring to only 4? Acha, acha. Adyatana means the 4 yamas of the day along with 2 yamas of the previous night and 2 yamas of the following night. So basically 24 hours, 8 yamas. Ashtaprahar. Anadyatana not today is anything other than that. For example, Sri Krishna Avataro Abhavat. Abhavat. Abhavat is Anadyatana. Bhuteshwara. Lord Krishna descended. And Abhut would mean the same day. Yeah, so the example here, the demigods said, Sri Krishna Avataro Bhut. So the demigods they had appeared or they came when Shri Krishna, he appeared. The same day they appeared, the same night. So because it was the same day, that's why, and Shri Krishna had appeared already. So that's why they have used the Adyatana Prayoga. That's clear. And for us, we would better say Shri Krishna Avataraha Abhavat. Because for us it is not today, Adyatana, it's Anadyatana. So Lord Krishna descended. With the sentence beginning Purva Para Nishayo, Jiva Goswami speaks the definition of Anadyatana. Anadyatana can refer to the past or the future. Right. When it refers to the past, a Bhuteshwara Pratyaya is used, and when it refers to the future, a Balakalpi Pratyaya is used. Thus, after 60 dandas, 8 yamas had passed uh, since the time of Krishna's appearance. Someone said Shri Krishna Avataru Abhavat. Right, Lord Krishna has descended. And today we can also say Shri Krishna Avataru Abhavat. We had discussed. Paroksha Natyatana Bhute Bhokshajaha. And adhokshara pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in past tense. So adhokshara pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in the past tense, which is not of the same day, number one, Swanaditana, and which was not witnessed by the speaker, Paroksha. For example, Krishna's Chikrida, Krishna played. Number one, it's not of the same day, and number two, it's not witnessed by the speaker. So it's like an oral thing, an oral reception, and then the speaker is repeating the same thing which he has heard, the narration and all. Hmm. Just like we can say for Mata Rukmini, she didn't see Krishna, didn't see Krishna performing various pastimes, but she heard those pastimes from various sources. So for her, it was paroksha, all of Krishna's activities which he performed in the past. I believe same for the Yajna right? They didn't see Krishna performing, and so many devotees, so many people. Mm, yeah. Before this, just a point I was, wondering or thinking about. This is like off the track from grammar. Like it is about Bhishma Pitama. So um, as we all know, the worshipable deity, the Ishtadev or Bhishma Dev is the Parthasarthi form of Lord Krishna, right? As we see in his Bhishma Stuti as well in Bhagavatam. So I was just wondering, like the Parthasarthi form, um, Lord Krishna assumed that form when the battle of Mahabharata was held or took place. So, what was what was that form Bhishma Dev was meditating upon before the battle even began? So I was just thinking, I don't know if that is the right question or not. Maybe someone can enlighten on this point.
You're talking about the Virat Rupa or
No, no,
which
no.
Rupa?
See, it's about the Parthasarthi form, Lord Krishna
Oh, yes.
being the charioteer of Arjuna. So before
Mm-hmm.
the battle of Mahabharata, which form he was meditating upon, and how So his Ishtadev is
Mm.
Parthasarthi form. So a question just came up in my mind maybe 2 days ago. So maybe someone can enlighten on this point. Hmm.
Hmm.
Anyhow, so Krishna's
But he liked the Chaturabhuja form, right? That's why he saw that at the end.
okay, but
He likes
uh,
Bhishma liked the Narayan Chaturbhuja form.
mhm,
Maybe that's what he was meditating on.
mhm, could be.
Hmm.
Hariprema matto aham kim vilalapa. Being maddened by love of Godhead, Hariprema matto. What did I say? Aham kim vilalapa. Wow, this is also valid, even though the karta is the same person, aham, but he did not witness what he said because he was like not bewildered. He was maddened. He was not really aware of what he's doing. So that's also paroksha in a way, because it is spoken by the speaker as if he were not a witness. Yes. Naham avaishnava mantram jajapa. Mm, I did not chant anon Vaishnava mantra is valid even though the speaker is a witness because there is a pahnava, denial of the truth. Denial of the truth. We'll read more about this. Right? However, modern grammarians say that ahan kansam Krishna. Krishna killed Kansa and so on are valid because the desire is to express merely that the past is not of the same day. Yeah, this is also quite rampant. Uh, it's they use Bhutesha, even though it's paroksha, not witnessed by the speaker. Still, they use this is
Is that Bhuteshwar or Bhuteshwara?
Ahan.
Oh,
I believe
Ahan.
Ahan is Ahan. Krishna.
It's not of the same day, so it could be
See,
either.
Ahan is second. Ahan is what? It's there, so let's read this, Samrita. The word paroksha means akshana param, beyond the eyes, or in other words, indriyanam avishaya, beyond the scope of the senses. One should understand that the past, being paroksha, beyond the eyes, and not of the same day, is relative to the perspective of the speaker. The adhokshara pratyaya is also used to express the madhyama purusha. For example, tvam vrindavanam dadarshita iti shrutavan asmi. I heard that you saw Vrindavan. Tvam vrindavanam dadarshita. But generally, an adhokshara pratyaya cannot be used to express the uttama purusha because it is impossible for the uttama purusha not to witness something which he did. So, uttama purusha is the first person. Therefore, with the example, Hari Prem Matto Aham Kinkilanapa, being mad and by love of Godhead, what did I say? Jiva Goswami shows how the adhokshara pratyaya is applied to the uttama purusha in a special sense. The implied meaning of this example is, I don't know what I said. Then with the example Nahum a Vaishnava mantram jajampa, I did not chant a non Vaishnava mantra. Jiva Goswami shows how the Adhokshara Pratyaya is also applied to the Uttama Purusha in the sense of Apahannava. So Apahannava. Um, Denial of the truth. The implied meaning here is that someone chanted a Durga mantra for the purpose of gaining wealth, and someone else came to know about that and asked him, did you chant a non Vaishnava mantra? But he lies, saying Naham a Vaishnava mantram jajampa. So denial of the truth. See, the commentaries make it clearer. It was not clear in the Vritti, just the example itself. So yeah, so Apahanava, and in this regard it is stated Kritasya Smarane Kartur Atyantapahanave Picha Darshanadir Abhavecha Tridha Vidya Parokshata. There are three kinds of paroksha. When the Karta does not remember what he did, so Kritasya Asmarane. Okay. Then when the Karta completely denies the truth, Kartur Atyanta Apahanave, and when the Karta did not see and saw. Amazing. We generally understand Paroksha as the third one, but it's also when he doesn't remember and when he denies the truth. That's also Paroksha. Mm. Krishna. So five kinds of Vartamanas we read, and three kinds of Paroksha we read. Kartasya Asmarane, Kartur Atyanta Apahanava, and Darshanadira Bhave. Someone might think since an adhokshara pratyaya is um, ordained in the past tense, which is not of the same day and which was not witnessed by the speaker, it must be that a bhuteshwara pratyaya is applied in the past tense, which is not of the same day, but which was witnessed by the speaker. Uh, why then do modern grammarians apply a bhuteshwara pratyaya? Oh, I think it's a mistake here. They should apply bhutesha. See, it should be bhutesha here. I will read it again. It someone might think since an adhokshara pratyaya is ordained in the past tense, which is not of the same day, anadritana, and which was not witnessed by the speaker, paroksha. It must be that a bhuteshwara is wrong. It must be that a bhutesh pratyaya is applied in the past tense, which is not of the same day. Right? Bhutesha is used for anadritana. But which was witnessed by the speaker. Why then do modern grammarians apply a bhuteshwar pratyaya? See, if we do bhuteshwar here,
I thought we just said that Bhutesha could be applied either if it's of the same day or not, and Bhuteshwara can only apply it if it's not of the same day. I thought that's what we just read.
uh, yeah, bhutesha is general. Uh, but mostly it is recommended for not of the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Bhutesha, Bhutesha, Bhutesha. Um, okay, Bhuteshwara is for Anadyatana, not of the same day. And Bhutesha is for the same day, mainly like the categorization.
Right.
Bhutesha is same day and Bhuteshwara is not the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Bhuteshwara. So here, um, Bhuteshwara is not Anadyatana. So it must be that a Bhuteshwara Pratyaya. So Bhuteshwara, then it is right. It is applied in the past tense,
Mm-hmm.
which is not of the same day, but which was witnessed by the speaker. Why then do modern grammarians apply uh, a Bhuteshwara Pratyaya in cases like Ahan Kansam Krishna, when the past tense obviously was not witnessed by the speaker? In answer to this, Jiva Goswami says, because the desire is to express merely that the past is not of the same day. Here, the speaker does not want to analyze whether something is paroksha or not, right? That is also there. He just wants to express that the past is not of the same day. But such usage is valid only when the action is performed by a famous person, not when it is performed by a common man. Thus, a Bhuteshwara Pratyaya cannot be applied in Chakara Krishna Puja Mein Prapita Mahastat Sarvai. My great grandfather performed um, worship of Krishna with everything he had. So, Chakara.
Oh, I can say that. Chakara Krishna Pujang me prapitamahastat sarveh.
Hmm. So, May Pitamaha Tat Sarvai.
Oh, but was not a witness of that, so it shouldn't be Chakara. Oh no,
Yeah,
Chakara is a Dvokshaja, so it should be Chakara.
yeah, and it's hmm. So this boy is speaking about his great grandfather. So great grandfather means he didn't see his great grandfather performing worship of Krishna. So
It
what he
actually doesn't say it was a boy. I mean, I just said it myself.
I mean, it could be okay. Let's say anyone, boy or a girl, whatever. uh, hmm. So me prapitama. Pura yoge, bhuteshwar adi trayam achyutascha. When there is connection with the word pura, pura means formerly, bhuteshwara, bhutesha, adhokshaja, or achyuta pratyaya can be applied after dhatu in the past tense, uh, which is not of the same day and which was not witnessed by the speaker. Not
Now, so sorry, going back to the previous thing. So it can only be done when the usage is by a famous person. Now, who's then you have to judge whether the person is famous or not. Like some people may consider like my great grandfather was famous during his life, but I think now he's not so famous. So you have to decide if someone is famous before
I believe famous in, like, if you're saying to, let's say, a community, in which community your great grandfather was famous, then you can,
okay.
then you can. So famous means the person, the audience we are speaking to, they must be knowing what we are going to say, about whom we are going to say. I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So, for example, Pura iha Krishna akridat. Pura iha Krishna akridit. Pura iha Krishna kriida, and Pura iha Krishna kridati. So see, even kridati is there in the past tense. So Krishna played here formerly. Yeah, Pura. So with the word Pura, dhatu, either of these pratyas can be played. Smena yoge tvaparokshe chachyutaha. But when there is connection with the word sma, and achyuta pratyaya is applied after dhatu in the past tense, which is not of the same day, regardless of whether or not uh, it was witnessed by the speaker. So this is quite common. Sma and achyuta pratyaya in the past tense. For example, bhajati sma Krishnam. He worshipped Krishna. And because this is a later rule, we get pashyati sma pura Ramam. Formerly, he saw Rama. So this sma with the achyuta pratyaya prayoga in the past tense is very common, very, very common. So wherever you see sma, you will see achyuta pratyas there. And that will be in the past tense. The meaning of this sutra is sma shabdena yogetu parokshe aparokshe cha anadyatana bhute dhator achyuta eva syat. This sutra is an apavad of the Bhuteshwaradi Trayam mentioned in the previous sutra. Sma is an avyaya which indicates the past tense. For example, Amarkosha says, Samathite stam adarshane. Sma is used in the sense of the past, and astam is used in the sense of disappearance. So, yeah, astam. The sentence beginning, and because this is a later rule, means that since a later rule is stronger in accordance with the maxim purva parayoh paravidit valvan, when there is connection with the word sma, the bhuteshwaraditrayam cannot be applied, even though there is connection with the word pura, but only an achyuta pratyaya can be applied.
But
More,
in the previous one, we had pura and the achyuta without sma.
right?
So you can so even pura by itself can also indicate the past
Yeah,
without
but
sma.
see, pura sma, the element, the word sma, it's an avyaya, and it indicates that it's a past element. Pura is an avyaya, of course, but it means, formerly. We cannot use it everywhere like sma can be used.
So pura cannot be about something that is continuing, right?
No, no.
Okay. It has to be formerly.
Yes. So modern Sanskrit scholars mix this up by saying the particle sma, when used with the present, uh, converts it into a past tense. Instead of recognizing that the past tense was already achieved and that an achyuta pratyaya is applied without a change of meaning, merely because of the presence of sma. They say that first the idea was the present tense, whereby an achyuta pratyaya was applied, and that sma later converts the idea of the present into past. Another thing that students should be aware of is that the word sma is also used in the sense of pada purana, completing a quarter of a verse. Yeah, this is also there. When writing shlokas, when shlokas are composed, so in a shloka there are certain number of aksharas, like in an ashtuk, 8 syllables per line should be there per quarter. So sometimes when nothing is found to fill up the space, then such Padapurana words are used, like sma, he, her, cha, Sometimes you see such elements in the shlokas. They do not mean anything. They just are used for filling up that gap. So sma is also used sometimes like that. In accordance with the following statement of Amara Kosha, tu hi cha sma ha vai padapurane. The words tu, he, cha, sma, ha, and vai are used in the sense of padapurana. An example of this is Muktim Dadati Karhichit Smana Bhakti Yogam. So here Sma is just used in the sense of Pada Purana. And the Achyuta Pratyaya conveys the present tense as normal. For the Achyuta Pratyaya to convey the past tense by this rule, the word Sma must come directly after the verb, as in Bhajati Sma. Yeah, this is also there. It should be immediately placed after the verb. Bhajati Sma Krishnam. Otherwise, it only conveys the sense of Pada Purana and not the sense of the past. So this is how we can identify and recognize whether sma is used as just filling up the gap, the sentence, or mm, being used in the past tense. What is Pad Purana? Pad Purana, completing a quarter of a verse, means using an expletive to complete the required amount of syllables in a quarter of a verse. For example, yeah, so it explains how. Hmm. Okay. Let's again the Anvaya. So Anvaya Canto 1, Chapter 9, Text 29. So, धर्मं प्रवदतस्तस्य स कालः प्रत्युपस्थितः यो योगिनश्छन्दं छन्दमृत्युर्वाञ्छितस्तुतरायणः. Um, so we read in the previous verses how Shmadeva has explained about various kinds of dharmas, Sri Dharma, Raj Dharma, Dan Dharma, Dharma pertaining to all the ashramas of the Varnas, Moksha Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma, and so on. Then Chandamritya, is it Chandamritya or Chandamrityo? It's Chandamrityo. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Sorry.
Chandamrityo. Chandena Ichaya Mrityuryasya तस्य योगिनः धर्मं प्रवदतः धर्म व्याख्यातुः तस्य भीष्मस्य यः वाञ्छित अभिलषितः उत्तरायणः सूर्यस्य उत्तरावर्तनकाल स तु काल प्रत्युपस्थितः समा it is samayatah, this one. So छन्दमृत्युः भीष्मदेव तस्य भीष्मस्य who was explaining dharma, he was yogi, he's a yogi performing tapasya, his mind completely engaged in the Lord. So he is yukta, he's joined his mind, his heart, his emotions are all connected with the Supreme Lord, Lord Shri Krishna. So he's a yogi and he has that boon, he has that right to accept death whenever he wants. As per his wish, he can leave his body. So he desired the Uttarayana Kali, the time when the sun orbits into the northern direction. So that's called the Uttarayana, and one is Dakshinayana. So Uttarayan. So it's said that like one who leaves his body during that Uttarayan Kal, when the sun is orbiting in the northern direction, then one goes up towards the upper planets. And on the contrary, when one leaves his body, Dakshinayana, and Dakshin, when the sun is on the Dakshin Marga, then one goes to the Nimna Lokas, the downward, the planets there. So he wanted to leave his body in the Uttarayana Kal. So the time which he was desiring, Abhilashita, Yaha Vanchita Uttarayana, Satukala Pratyupastita. So that time has now like arrived. The time is there. Times. The Uttarayan Kal was there. Tadopasangritya Giraha Sahasrani Vimukta Sangam Mana Adi Purushe Krishne Lasatmita Pate Chaturabhuje Purahastite Nilita Drigvedharayat Tada Tad तत्काले सहस्रणिः युद्धे समीपस्थान् सहस्रं रथिनो नयति पालयति इति सहस्रणीर्भीष्मः. गिरः वाक्यानि उपसंहृत्य शेषं गमयित्वा अमीलितदृक् निश्चलनयनः सन्. Nishchala. Nishchala means
Unmoving?
unmoving. Yeah, steady. Hmm. विमुक्तसंगम अनासक्तं मनः चित्तं दशत्पीतपटे दशन्तौ उज्ज्वलौ पीतौ पटौ वासते यस्य तस्मिन् पुरस्थिते अग्रस्थायिनी. Is it अग्रस्थायिनी आदिपुरुषे सर्वकारणकारणे चतुर्भुजे नारायणे व्यधारयत् प्रणिदधौ. It's amazing. He did not close his eyes. His eyes are opened, and they are steady on the Lord's form. So at that time, Tatkale, when Uttarayan Kal has come, right, Bhishma Dev, who is referred here as Sahasrani, which means that he would lead and he would protect thousands of the charioteers, the Rathis, who were there along with him, around him during the battlefield. So such Bhishma Dev, having concluded his words, you know, Giraha Upasanhritya. We say Upasanhar at the end of a book, like like the appendix. Appendix? No? You say appendix also?
Yes, we say appendix.
Yeah, so that's called Upasanhar in Hindi or Sanskrit. So having concluded his statement, his
An appendix is something extra. Maybe you mean just the conclusion?
yeah, I mean here Upasanhritya is there, so uh, so yeah, to summarize, conclude, sum up.
I see.
Then he steadied his eyes, and then he placed Pranidadhu, his unattached, detached mind, heart, consciousness on the Lord, who is the cause of all causes, Adipurusha, who was wearing the Ujjvala, the brightening yellow clothing, and who was standing in front, Agrasthayini Purasthita. So he thus placed his mind on such Lord. Ithiyal. Okay.
The four-handed Narayan.
I mean, at that point of time, Lord Krishna didn't show his four-handed forms, did he?
Uh-huh.
Because other Pandavas and all, everyone was there. So, and even in his prayers, it doesn't sound like that. I've never heard that.
I'm sorry, you've never heard what?
That when he was leaving his body, so Lord Krishna was standing in front of him, showing the four-handed forms.
You never heard it?
I mean, did he, Krishna?
I mean, isn't that what it just says? For Chaturbhuja?
Where did it? Okay, this Chaturbhuja Narayane.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Thereupon that man was called. Yeah, it says Sri Krishna who stood before him, four-handed. Hmm. Yeah, that was text 13. Then 13. How many shlokas are
Yeah,
there?
sorry, I hadn't done that yet.
31 until 49 shlokas. Okay. 19 more. We will resume tomorrow then. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. None about Param.